Hello. I was watching a video of my own and it was a ranting video and I was emotional because the Four of Cups card kept following me around. This was like 6 months ago when I was living in Tulum for 3 weeks. and I was really annoyed and I was very, very triggered and very, very emotional because I was not in a great place. I had just quit my job, I had just dropped out of school. It had been about 4 months since I had ended my friendship with like seven different girls, wasn't friends with them anymore, didn't have any more black women that were friends anymore. It had been about a year. It was literally circling the anniversary of the time that I had ended my relationship with an abusive boyfriend, a sexually abusive boyfriend, where I was coming into realization that I had been assaulted. It was a really like turbulent time. I had no idea what was happening anymore. I was supposed to have gone on. I was supposed to have gone to study abroad, but at the last minute that got canceled, and then it came back. But then I decided to say no because I was like, they're just going to cancel it again. But then it ended up going through. So then I raced and I was like, well, can I get back in? And they were like, no, it's over for you. So everything in my life was very like, just wasn't great. But I am a Capricorn South Node, and I'm realizing where that really steps in. And even my Virgo, like I'm very like much so, get it done, keep it moving, let's go. I am my mother's daughter. I don't have it's probably the Cancer too. Like I just don't, I don't sit with things very long. It happens, I'm like, oh fuck, okay. Um, where do I need to experience emotions in order to make sure that I'm dealing with something? Oh, do that? Okay, bye. Let's go. But then the things never really leave because I'm still in it, because I don't process things really. I'm learning to now, but it's very hard. Like I'll get over a situation, and I'll move on, and I'll forgive, and but there will always be a little ghost. And it's not even showing up in the way in the form of like anger towards the situation or the person. Uh, it just is like a constant memory that's just resurfacing and it's like replaying in my mind. And sometimes there's no perspective towards it. It just shows up and it just, and I act it out and then I go and move on with my life. And then it'll show up again and I'll act it out and I'll go and move on with my life. It's just this reoccurring thing. And it doesn't even exist in my 3D anymore. It is now just in my mind, in my soul space. And it's like I need to like cut major chords, major energetic chords. And I want to do that. It's the full moon in Aquarius tonight, and I am in a weird place right now with work as well. I might quit my job again. This will be the third time. And I am I don't really know what's going on. I'm in terms of like reality, I will be re-entering the space I was in 6 months ago when I swore I was going to meet my soulmate and I moved to Tulum and I started reading tarot for people for free, but then sometimes I would get paid, so then I was going out and doing this and doing that, and I was like, oh my god, I need to come back to Toronto because I have this crazy idea. And I come back to Toronto and I fall apart and I moved back in with my dad, but this time I'm sleeping on the couch because I had told him to give away all my stuff because I was like, I'm going to move to Tulum and my life is going to change. So now I have nothing. And so I'm sleeping on the couch. Not that I have nothing, but I don't have a bed. And I didn't have a room before because it's a 1-bedroom apartment. And I didn't want to keep taking up my dad's bedroom. So I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep on the couch. So like now the reality is setting in that like, okay, I am a university dropout. jobless, unemployed, sleeping on my dad's couch. Like, this is how you could describe my life right now. No friends, really. No black girlfriends anymore. Just, obviously single, but like, who cares about that? I've been single for most of my life. I'm a black girl who's grown up in white neighborhoods, and then I grew up in Seattle, but I was never the one that people would be dating. So being single is not like a thing for me. But being with less friends is kind of, even though I'm a loner and a bit of an introvert, I love women and I love women's friendships and I really connect with women. So not having connections is like ugh, I'm not great at keeping connections because I have communication things. um but that doesn't mean that I don't. I'm I have friendships. It's just that I've got communication struggles. I struggle to interact every day and consistently and set boundaries and know when to speak about something that I feel like is crossing the line and know when to be more emotionally vulnerable. I have a lot of issues, so I'm not the perfect friend. Not trying to say that by any means, but I love women and I do love women's friendships. So those are the relationships I had in my life. I don't remember where I was going with any of this, but I want to do a cord cutting because it's a full moon in Aquarius, and I am, like I said, on the verge of quitting my job again, which means I really need to like figure out what I want to do in this next phase. And I had this realization yesterday or something like that, that you know, letting my higher self lead is just letting me lead, rather than letting me be back with my ancestors, which is my soul, hearing them chit chat all the time. I need to go back to the front driver's seat and let's figure out where we're going. Oh, so yes, I was actually making this video with the original intention of talking about how God or spirit needs a challenge, someone who will challenge them. I was going to say a challenger, but more like someone who will challenge them. And not in a challenger way, but in a relationship, a collaborative, creative, loving relationship where you push each other in order to help each other grow. I've thought about my relationship with spirit and my relationship with God, which has been a little bit more, but with spirit, it's like, it is beautiful and it is like a best friendship, and there's not a sexual energy, but there, or not a typically sexual energy, but there is a romantic energy, and not in the way where it's like I am in a relationship with, but just in a way where you're so comfortable it feels like, the world outside of you doesn't exist. But it's not you, which, not to say that you shouldn't be, but for me, just in all honesty, it's not me being in love with myself, though I know I need to work on my self-love. It is me being in love with another energetic form, and that energetic form is spirit. It's not me. Like, I wish I could be, say that my self-love is there, but it's not. I've got work to do, but we all do. But that relationship between spirit and I, it's unbreakable. Like, I can understand the people who are like, I'm never leaving this person, even if we go through this, and that. On the level of my relationship with spirit, I understand where that energy comes from. I understand how you can pick that energy up and bring it from your relationship to spirit and create it in a different way in the 3D that looks toxic, because it's a scale, right? But I was saying that spirit needs somebody who will challenge them, or God, or whatever you want to say, the universe, whatever you feel comfortable with, needs an energy that will challenge them, because I was listening to myself and I was like, this is some bullshit. And this is me 6 months later. I've grown a lot. Not even all by choice, just because I had to figure it out. And as we all do. And I was listening to myself and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just in terms of feeling like, of just like basically shitting on myself and being like, oh my God, like I'm such a horrible person. Cause, you know, I'm in this really great place in my life simply because I have a home and somewhere to go to, and it's outside of Canada. And even the idea that, you know, I know that traveling is a privilege, or not a privilege, but it's a luxury because of the world we live in, but it's not a privilege. Traveling is something that is everybody's right. And just because I travel more than someone else does not mean that I am privileged. I'm living in my humanity, in my, well, in what is like my inheritance as an earth being. And the fact that you're not does not mean there's something wrong with the way that I'm existing. It just means that we don't have a system that allows us all to equally live in our humanity and equally receive our inheritance, you know. But anyways, yeah, so the things that I was like making myself feel really shitty about, I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And so I was like, nah, like I know that there's this whole obedience thing, but sometimes we need to, and maybe it's not even challenging spirit, but perhaps challenging the persona and energy that God has been granted and spirit has been granted in the earthly realm that makes it seem as though, you know, everything you do will always maybe kind of sort of be your fault because you need to be accountable because you are responsible for everything that happens and what happened and all that unfolds. When in reality, every struggle we go through, every moment of feeling like shit, every emotion of anxiety and overwhelmingness was always going to be a part of the fucking plan. It was always going to happen. So beating ourselves up about it happening is like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, this was the plan. You're actually following the plan by feeling anxious, by not understanding what's happening, by being angry. You're following the plan. By feeling your emotions, you're following the plan. Like, you're reading the fucking script. There's nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? And so we've got to move on. Like, I understand accountability is very important. It's very important, but we need to move beyond this obedience to the form in the to the extent that you look at yourself as like constantly morally, ethically, emotionally failing, spiritually failing when you uh, experience doubt in God, in the universe, when you feel you like when you have critiques for what this whole fucking experience is. Okay, because on the soul level, yes, 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 love it, love it, love it. Soul plans, growth, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck. As an incarnating being, me, I didn't really sign up for this, you know. Like, yes, my body and my soul mixed together and all the energies and blah blah blah. Yes, I signed up for this. But like Zanala, just the incarnating being born on July 14th, 2000, like this is a lot, and I'm adapting every day to the new information just being thrown at me about what the fuck my reality is. And I know that we all act like this is very, very normal, blah 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 blah. But like I'm right now existing in a space where I can literally lift myself up and out of my perspective as the incarnating being versus the soul being versus the earth being. Like it's just like, you know, and I'm just like peeking into every, and when I look at my incarnating lens, I'm like, hold on, like this shit is crazy and we have no rights. Like as an incarnating being, you're just kind of spat on in terms of the way that spirituality is depicted right now in the incarnating experience. It's like we have all this responsibility, but we're doing the biggest favor for everyone and we're the ones down here doing it, you know, like, you know, yes, the soul came in and decided to go to earth and blah, 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 blah. And yes, we are that soul. Yes, 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 it's all one. Yes, of course. But can I, like, just as the incarnating person, just like the one who's in the matrix, like, this is a lot for what again? You know, like, what's the meaning of all this again? Like it's just a bit much. And breaking out of the matrix, like, yeah, I get it, I get it, I get it. Awareness, blah, 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 knowing that it's all bigger than you, whatever. I know. It's all about love. I know. But like, you know, it doesn't mean that we can't challenge certain things. You know, we can't say maybe this needs to change in the spiritual world. maybe like the way that we incarnate needs to be a little different. Maybe what certain things that we are dealing with, we shouldn't have to deal with. There should be certain things that just don't happen in an incarnating experience because it's not actually really necessary. Unless you're saying that people have to experience every form, every imaginable trauma needs to exist, and somebody's going to have to fill the quota of experiencing that so that it can exist, in order for all things to be in alignment and and everything is for a reason, but also nothing's really, like, I'm calling bullshit. That's how I feel. But I wanted to do a cord cutting. So there's all that energy, right, that's mixed up within me. And I need some balance. And I need some divine love and divine presence. So I just want to ask Spirit, God, the universe, the loving divine being, to really come and let go of all of the energy attached that does not bring about feelings of safety. I want to ask Spirit, loving Spirit, who knows my heart, who knows my will and my intention, to come in and truly wash away and wash off all of the barriers and the blockages that create sadness and create unreasonable sadness, that create unreasonable and unnecessary struggle, and create unreasonable and unnecessary strife, and instead bring in healing, empowering, rejoiceful, creative, beautiful energy. And please allow us to let go of what is hurting us, and please allow us to let go of what is causing us to continue to struggle when we deserve to live in our inheritance, our divine inheritance, our ancestral inheritance of joy. It is now Friday, August 12th, 2022, and we deserve to be happy. We deserve to be at peace. We deserve to be living in divine love, positive divine love. So, yes, thank you, Spirit. Please, please let it be the joy, the birds, the bees of all love, of all divine love, preciously above. In heaven we float, and on this mighty, mighty, almighty boat we truly praise you and praise the Spirit of the universe, for we know that with this love and through the Bible verse of the infinite heart, which is the spark of all creation, we will not only survive, but we will thrive in joy and complex understandings of what it means to be beautiful, and what it means to be abundant, and what it means to be prosperous in ways that go beyond our own lists of what we need and what we want, and instead inspire within us a joy and a desire to truly give and truly live from a space of gratitude and gratefulness for the incredible lands bestowed upon us through our connection and deeply rooted ancestry on this planet Earth. It is such an incredible plane to exist within and on, and I am so grateful to be in an energy of life that truly allows me to flow with the migration of my own soul and really embody all of the imaginations and all of the creativity that this world has to offer, and that this life has to give and to share. And so just want to thank you, and want to thank all of those for listening. And this video went a million different places, none of which I really expected. I mean, one of which I expected, the rest not a damn clue. But I've got to go to bed because I have work in the morning. So yeah, yes, thank you. Bye. Good night.